Royal Family 2022 Recap, everything that happened. The Royal Family has had a remarkable year, which has included 2 monarchs, 2 Netflix series, sorrow, victory and a royal racism scandal. Here are some of the world's most famous families' most memorable moments from the year 2022. The Queen's Platinum Jubilee. When Queen Elizabeth II celebrated her Platinum Jubilee in June, she commemorated 70 years as monarch. British citizens fanned out in large numbers to celebrate the Queen's achievement as she became the longest reigning monarch in British history, sending Union Jacks flying around the UK as music shook the streets outside the palace. London got into party mode. The world was won over by the Queen's visit with Paddington Bear, and pictures of the two together have come to represent the UK as a whole. The incident also made a young Prince Louis famous for shielding his ears in the face of screaming shoppers and roaring aeroplanes. But as the year wore on, it seemed as though the Queen's health was gradually getting worse. Death of the Queen and the ascension of King Charles III. Queen Elizabeth II passed away on September the 8th at the age of 98, causing the UK, the Commonwealth and the rest of the globe to enter into mourning. Families all across the world gathered in front of their televisions to witness as a show that had been in the works for years finally came to pass. We observed the procession of her casket from Balmoral to Edinburgh and subsequently to London. The depth of the nation's sorrow for Her Majesty was revealed in this place. People waited in line for hours to attend the lying-in state, some coming from great distances. It was finally time for the Queen to be laid to rest after a continuous stream of people seeing the Queen for 24 hours straight came to an end. According to estimates, 28 million viewers in the UK watched the Queen's burial on September the 19th. As the Queen's coffin slowly processioned from Buckingham Palace to Windsor Castle on a gun carriage pulled by sailors, Londoners crowded the mall. Along with her late husband Prince Philip, her mother Queen Elizabeth and her father King George VI, she was laid to rest in the same tomb as them. The regal cycle continued as the world mourned. When one king died, a new one ascended to the throne. The Prince of Wales became King Charles III the instant Queen Elizabeth breathed her death. Since the passing of his grandfather King George in 1952, he has been the country's first monarch. On September the 10th he was crowned king and immediately assumed the obligations of the monarchy in place of his mother. Queen Elizabeth was a life well lived, a promise with destiny kept, and she is mourned most deeply in her passing. That promise of lifelong service I renew to you all today, the King said in his first address as King Charles. Coronation will be held in May 2023. Royal scandals. The royals have received largely favourable press throughout the year, but they have also received their fair share of criticism for scandalous behaviour. Prince Andrew, the rumoured favourite child of the Queen, and Virginia Giuffre, who asserted she had contact with the Prince when she was 17 years old, reached a settlement earlier on this year. The accusations followed the conviction and murder of New York financier Jeffrey Epstein, who was detained for kidnapping and sex trafficking. After the Queen passed away much later that year, a number of racial remarks made by Lady-in-Waiting Suzanne Hussey caused uproar to strike Buckingham Palace once more. The remarks were made at a royal gathering where a black woman born in Britain was repeatedly questioned where she was from by the lady. Hussey left the royal household as a result of the affair. Critical Netflix series. Of all things, Netflix has been mentioned a lot of times when talking about the royal family. 2 family-themed Netflix programs that were released this year appear to have shocked the establishment. The first is the 5th season of The Crown, a fictional drama that purports to be a fly on the wall within the various royal palaces. Dame Judi Dench, a close friend of the King, referred to it as cruelly unjust, and she urged Netflix to disclose that each episode was a work of fiction before airing it. When the show first aired, it didn't have nearly the impact that was anticipated. It maintained a reasonable amount of balance in its criticism of the royal family and reduced the Queen to a supporting role. The show gave viewers a glimpse into the Sussex family's abrupt departure from Buckingham Palace and their move to America, as it described the privilege of senior members of the firm over their juniors. It took potshots at the media and the royal family. Although the show received terrible reviews, it turned out to be very successful, rocketing to the top of Netflix ratings. A new era for the royal family begins in 2023 with the coronation of the new king, which is expected to be dramatic and hit new highs for the most famous family in the world.